You are a professional YouTube scriptwriter for a channel about rare coins worth big money. Create a full 10-minute script that is extremely exciting, suspenseful, and shocking. The target audience is US and UK coin collectors aged 30 to 70. The script must start with a jaw-dropping hook in the first 5 to 10 seconds that promises huge money. Include a mysterious backstory about the coin to grab curiosity. Reveal the coin's shocking potential value, from hundreds of thousands or even millions if applicable. Reset attention every 1 to 2 minutes with a new shocking fact, error, or auction story. Clearly teach viewers how to identify the rare coin, including date, mint mark, errors, color, and rim details. Include known error varieties and their approximate values. Use emotional, suspenseful, and inspirational language throughout. Include real auction sales or record prices to establish credibility. End with a cliffhanger or urgent call to action to check coins and subscribe. Use big money, hidden treasure, or life-changing value multiple times naturally. Write in a conversational, storytelling style, like you are speaking directly to the viewer. Make it suitable for a 10-minute video length, fast-paced, and dramatic. Coin to focus on: 1986 United States Washington quarter, dollar. Do not include headings, sewell directions, or stage directions. Just a flowing, engaging script ready for narration. Stop right now, because a penny sitting in your pocket, your car, or that dusty jar on the shelf could be hiding big money. I'm not exaggerating. A simple 1983 D. Lincoln sent a coin most people wouldn't even bend down to pick up, has shocked collectors by selling for thousands of dollars, and in rare cases, it has sparked hunts for coins that could deliver truly life-changing value. Here's why this coin feels almost cursed or blessed, depending on who finds it. The year 1983 was one of the most chaotic years in U.S. mint history. Behind closed doors, the mint was in the middle of a massive transition, moving away from traditional bronze pennies to cheaper zinc-based coins. Machines were being adjusted. Old metal stock was still lying around. Pressure was high, and when pressure meets change, mistakes happen. Those mistakes are exactly where hidden treasure is born. Millions of 1983 D pennies were struck in Denver, and almost all of them were supposed to be zinc, lightweight, dull, and common. But collectors soon noticed something strange. Some 1983 pennies felt heavier. Some rang differently when dropped. Some looked just a little wrong. And that's when the rumors started. Let me reset your attention with a true collector shocker. In earlier years, like 1982, copper pennies were normal. But in 1983, copper was supposed to be gone. Yet authenticated 1983 pennies struck on leftover copper planchets have sold for over $20,000. And that's not hype. That's documented auction reality. The mystery deepens because experts believe more is still out there, hiding in circulation, passed from hand to hand as ordinary change. Now let's talk about your coin, because this is where you need to slow down and look closely. First, check the date. It must say 1983. Next, look just below the date for the mint mark. If you see a D, that means Denver, and yes, that matters. The 1983 D. Lincoln cent is ground zero for some of the most hunted modern penny errors. Now, do this simple test. Hold the coin in your hand. A normal 1983 D zinc penny weighs about 2.5 grams. A rare bronze version weighs about 3.1 grams. That tiny difference can mean the jump from 1 cent to big money. If your 1983 D penny feels heavier than others, don't spend it. That weight could be your first clue to a life-changing value. Let's reset the excitement again, because weight isn't the only jackpot. Flip the coin over and look at the reverse. Focus on the words 1 cent and United States of America. On one of the most famous varieties, the 1983 double die reverse, those letters appear double thick and shadowed. This isn't damage. This isn't wear. This happened at the mint when the die itself was misaligned. Strong double die reverse examples regularly sell for $300 to $1,000, and high-grade pieces have climbed past $2,000. That's hidden treasure hiding in plain sight, in a coin most people ignore. Now here's another shock most collectors don't realize. Color matters a lot. Zinc pennies often develop ugly bubbling, corrosion, or dark spots over time. But if your 1983 D penny has a smooth, rich brown or reddish tone, that's a massive red flag, in a good way. That color could signal a bronze composition or an off-metal strike. Coins like that are the ones that make experts lean forward in their chairs. Let me hit you with another real auction reality check. A confirmed 1983 bronze cent sold at auction for more than $23,000. That's not ancient history. That's modern pocket change turning into big money, and while most confirmed examples so far come from Philadelphia, specialists still believe a Denver-minted bronze cent could exist. If one is ever confirmed, that would send shockwaves through the coin world. Now reset your focus again, because errors don't stop there. Look at the rim of your coin. Is it uneven? Thinner on one side? Missing part of the edge? Off-center strikes from 1983 D exist, and dramatic ones, where part of Lincoln's face is cut off but the date is visible, can sell for $500 to $3,000 depending on severity. Check Lincoln's portrait next. Some 1983 D cents show grease-filled dyes, causing missing details in the hair, beard, or lettering. These errors may look subtle, but collectors love them. Values range from $100 to $600, sometimes more if paired with other anomalies. And here's the emotional part, because this is where people realize what they've lost. Since 1983, billions of pennies have been spent, discarded, smashed, and forgotten. Among them were coins worth hundreds, thousands, possibly more. People unknowingly spent hidden treasure on coffee, parking meters, and candy. That's why this penny hurts, because it could still be out there. And it could be in your hands next. High-grade condition adds another explosive layer. Most 1983 D pennies were heavily circulated. Finding one in near-perfect condition is rare. An MS-67, graded 1983, D Lincoln cent has sold for over $2,000. Same coin, same year, completely different universe of value. Now let me ask you something directly. How many pennies do you have at home right now? How many have you never looked at? Statistically, collectors agree. Rare errors are still hiding in everyday change. That's not fantasy. That's math. And here's the cliffhanger that keeps experts awake at night. There are believed to be undiscovered transitional errors from 1983. Coins struck on the wrong metal, under the wrong conditions, that haven't been authenticated yet. If a true 1983 D bronze cent is ever confirmed, it wouldn't just be valuable, it would be historic. That kind of discovery doesn't bring pocket change. It brings life-changing value. So here's what I want you to do right now. After this video, grab your pennies. Check the date. Check the mint mark. Weigh them. Study the color. Look for doubling. Look for rim errors. Because big money doesn't announce itself. Hidden treasure hides until someone pays attention. And don't forget, if you want to stay ahead of the next shocking coin discovery, subscribe now, because the next video might reveal another everyday coin worth more than you ever imagined, and the person who finds it could be watching this right now. What if I told you that a 1980 Washington quarter, a coin you probably spent without even looking at, could be worth not just hundreds, not just thousands, but in the right condition or with the right error, serious big money? Before you dismiss that as impossible, stay with me. Because this ordinary-looking 25-cent coin has created hidden treasure stories that most collectors never saw coming. Let's go back to 1980. America was facing inflation, economic uncertainty, and rising silver prices just a year earlier. By 1980, the Washington quarter had long since transitioned to its copper-nickel clad composition. No more silver like the pre-1965 issues. So most people assume these are common, modern, boring, and that assumption is exactly why opportunity exists. The 1980 Washington quarter was struck in three main locations: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with a D, and San Francisco with an S for proof coins. Philadelphia produced over 518 million. Denver struck over 480 million. On paper, that doesn't sound rare at all, but here's the first shocking twist. Condition rarity changes everything. A worn 1980 quarter? Face value. But a 1980 quarter graded MS-67 or higher. That's where life-changing value begins creeping into the conversation. In fact, high-grade examples of the 1980 P. Washington quarter have sold at auction for over $1,000 when graded in superb condition. The 1980 D has crossed similar territory in top-tier grades, especially when luster is blazing and surfaces are nearly flawless. Why? Because most 1980 quarters were heavily circulated. They weren't saved in large numbers in pristine condition. Over decades, bag marks, scratches, and dull surfaces destroyed the majority of them, and collectors today compete fiercely for the finest known examples. Now let's reset your attention with something even more exciting: errors. Because if you find the right error on a 1980 Washington quarter, you could be looking at serious big money. First, off-center strikes. If the design is noticeably shifted and part of the coin is blank, but the date 1980 is still visible, values can range from $100 to $500 or more depending on how dramatic the misalignment is. Next, double strikes. When a coin is struck twice by the press, you can see overlapping designs. Dramatic double-struck 1980 quarters have sold for hundreds, and in some cases over $1,000, depending on clarity and visual appeal. That's hidden treasure, created by a split-second mechanical failure. But we're not done. Die cracks and cuds are another area to watch. A raised line across Washington's portrait, or a blob of metal near the rim, could signal a die break. Minor examples: